Welcome back, amazing people, to this episode of Christianity over Islam. And on today's episode, Shamoun reviewed the indisputable Bible verse to prove Jesus is the creator. Let's watch and learn from this amazing video.
Let's go to John chapter 1. We're going to read verses 1 to 4. Once you understand the context in the English, then you're going to show Joe's witnesses are butchering John 1:1 by identifying the Word as a God, lowercase g. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So there are two. We'll get back to that in a minute. He was in the beginning with God. Now here's what I need you to pay attention to, verses 3 and 4. All things were made through him, and without him, without the Word, nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. So the first thing you need to note is John is giving you an inspired exposition of Genesis chapter 1. John is looking back to Genesis chapter 1, the Genesis account of creation, and showing you the role that Jesus Christ played before he became flesh in creating the Genesis account of creation. Let's put Genesis 1:1 with John 1:1 back to back. In the beginning, notice the words, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Notice John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So John is telling you in Genesis 1:1, when the beginning of the creation of heavens and earth began, the Word was there. That's what John wants you to see. John is telling his audience who would have been familiar with the Old Testament and Genesis. John is telling his audience, you know, in the beginning, when God created heavens and the earth, the Word was already there. The Word was already there in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth. What was the Word doing in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth? What was his role? What was his purpose? What was his function? And so John says, oh, let me tell you, John 1:3. All things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made that was made. But hold on, John. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You're telling me the Word was there in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth, and the Word was the one who brought the heavens and earth into being, into existence. He created the heavens and the earth. So then what are you saying about the Word? Are you telling us that the Word was the God who created heavens and the earth? Yes, that's what I just told you in John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Oh, so the Word was God who created the heavens and the earth, but he's with someone else who's God.
Alright guys, this is where this video gets more interesting now. You see, Shamoun is trying to explain this thing in a very simple term on what actually happened in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and what happens in John chapter 1 verse 1. The account of John is given here is the account of what actually transpired, what happened in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3. And it said in John chapter 1 verse 1, it said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And also, if you go to Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, and then God said, let there be. What God did was to invoke his word that created things. He didn't use his hand, he didn't use any other thing. He invoked his word, let there be, and the word went ahead to create. This is the account John was giving us in John chapter 1 verse 1. Guys, let's get back to this video to get more enlightened.
All things were made through him. Now you might think that's enough right there. That's enough. He's not a creature, he created creatures. Isn't that enough? All things were made through him, but they will surely say, well, not really, because when it says all things were made through him, of course, the one who made all things is excluded from the all things. Because it doesn't look like he's in the all things made. He made all things. If it were just left at that, you'd have an argument and you'd go on and on. He didn't leave it at that. He went on to say this, and without him was not anything made that was made. Why do you do that? Why did God inspire him to repeat himself and then add, without him, nothing was made in the made category? If he's in the made category, he had to make himself. If you don't exist, you can't bring yourself into being. I don't think you need to know any Greek. You don't need to go to Thomas, though that might help. Hebrews 1 might help. Romans 9 might help. Colossians 2 might help. The deity of Jesus Christ, the godness of Jesus is pervasive in the New Testament, but all you need to do is push with all your might on verse 3 and say, I think the way verse 3 is constructed, without him was not anything made that was made. Everything in the made category, angels, whatever, he made it. So he can't be in that category.
Alright, welcome back, guys. That was a very amazing and fascinating and very enlightening moment with Shamoun. Can you see now that it has been explained in a very simple term? But if you're still doubting, you can keep doubting to eternity. But for me, that was a game changer right there from what we have heard so far. And then he said that he is not creature. He was not created. He created creatures. Without him was anything made that was made. It means that he was the one that created all things. Remember Genesis chapter 1 verses 3, when God said, then God said, let there be, and there was. He said, let there be this, let there be light, and there was light. He said, let there be this, and there was. And that was how God created. He only created through his word. And John is now trying to give us what actually happened in the beginning. What happened in the beginning? Remember Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 said, in the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth. And John chapter 1 verse 1 is now telling us what actually happened in the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Remember, in the beginning, God said, God created, right? And now he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God himself. The same was in the beginning with God. I don't know if you understand that. And then chapter 3 is now telling us that all things were made by him. In a simple sense, what this verse is, what this chapter 3 is trying to tell us now is that there was nothing that was created outside him. That he is the creator, he is the one that created all things. Guys, I believe you've learned something new from this amazing video, and you've understood the reason why Christians are saying that Jesus is God, except you are a doubting Thomas who don't want to believe. Guys, let's know what you think in the comment section, and also don't forget to share this video and also subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. Thank you, and see you in our next video.